Welcome, crypto fam, to No. 1 Daily Bitcoin Pod. Bitcoin is back in the green. We recaptured 102 just yesterday after that $91,500 correction. God candle, just like that. In today's show, I'll be sharing the latest technical analysis as well as breaking news. President Trump's crypto czar to hold a press conference today on digital assets alongside Cynthia Lummis. Also, Ethereum tops 2,900 as Eric Trump says it's a great time to add ETH. Max Kaiser responded to Eric Trump, "You're promoting an unregistered security." I'll also be sharing the latest from Plan B, creator of the Bitcoin stock-to-flow model, as well as Coinbase urging U.S. regulators to remove crypto banking barriers. Also breaking news, Semler Scientific buys an additional 871 Bitcoin for $88.5 million. We'll also be discussing the absolute minimum of 270,000 price target coming for Bitcoin this year, according to Plan B. Also breaking news, U.S. Senator Lummis hints Trump's latest executive order for the Sovereign Wealth Fund means the U.S. is buying Bitcoin, hence the emergency press conference here taking place. We'll also be taking a look at the overall crypto market. All this, plus so much more, in today's show. If you're new to the channel and important to smash the likes, go ahead, subscribe, then hit the bell icon, turn on all notifications to receive daily premium crypto newsletters every single day, 7 days a week, just like this. Today is pod episode number 1896. I'm your host, JV. It's February 4th, 2025. Big news today. As I shared with you in the intro, President Trump's crypto czar to hold a press conference today on digital assets. And as you know, just yesterday, Trump signed the executive order for the Sovereign Wealth Fund, so very exciting times. But anyways, let's kick this mofo off with our market watch, as we do each and every day. You should be able to see Coin 360 pulled up on your screen. We got Bitcoin in the green. Yesterday, we recaptured 102 after tanking to 91.5. Altcoins got wrecked like crazy. In fact, XRP was down like 34% that night. Obviously, it has recovered a lot since. It tapped like $1.90. I saw Trump coin hit like $16. Ethereum was down tremendously, but today, most of the market has bounced back, as you can see. And checking out coinmarketcap.com. The current crypto market cap sits at 3.26 trillion. Bitcoin market cap 1.968 trillion. We got 196 billion worth of volume in the past 24 hours. Bitcoin dominance this week has been back on the climb. Today we're still above 60.2%. The Ether dominance is down to 10.4%. Checking out top 100 crypto gainers past 24 hours. Melania coin leading the pack. Interesting. Up 20% on the day. Melania has a $840 million market cap, so approaching $1 billion. I'm pretty confident when it first launched, it probably surpassed $1 billion, and then it corrected and got wrecked like many launches go. But anyways, it's currently trading at $1.74. We have Jito up 5%. And Monero up 5%. Let me know which alts, if any, you're bullish on for the bull. Holla at your boy. Checking out the crypto bubbles, get a visual perspective on the day. It's a mixed bag. Half the market in the green, half the market in the red. Zooming out for the month, it's Rex City. Be careful with the shitcoinery, fam. I mean, it is what it is, only a handful in the green. And checking out the Crypto Greed and Fear Index. Today, we're back in greed. Yesterday was down to a 44 in fear. Last week, a 72, and last month, a 72 in greed. And checking out time chain calendar. You currently exchange one fiat monopoly dollar for 1,006 sats. We're currently on block number 882,289. And we have 167,711 blocks to go into the next halving. So put down the gats, pick up some sats, and pick up some Bitcoin caps from my man Sergio. BitcoinCaps.net. Get a custom fitted, just like yours truly. We got the Bukele-nomics fitted caps, and we have the snapback Bukele camo hats, all available on the website, BitcoinCaps.net. But anyways, welcome everyone. Let's now dive into today's Bitcoin technical analysis, aka astrology for the broskies. Here it says Bitcoin risk correction below 90,000 on U.S.-China trade war concerns. Bitcoin risks a deeper correction as fears of potential global trade war escalate following import tariffs announced by Trump and China's Ministry of Finance. The Ministry of Finance of the People's Republic of China announced a new import tariff of up to 15% on some of the U.S. imports effective February 10th, 6 more days, according to the official documents published. China's decision came in response to Trump's February 1st executive order imposing import tariffs on goods from China, Canada, and Mexico. After a brief recovery, Bitcoin fell below 100,000 mark. In fact, we touched the bottom of 91.5. It was more like a flash crash, and we recovered within 24 hours, flipped it back into green. And yesterday, during our stream, we achieved 102,000. Today, we're on the cusp of revisiting 100K at the time of the live. Now, BitGet research analyst Ryan Lee said China's tariff decision could introduce additional volatility to Bitcoin. Quoting him here, escalating tensions may weaken traditional markets, prompting investors to seek Bitcoin as a hedge against inflation and currency devaluation. However, a broader market sell-off driven by economic uncertainty could also trigger short-term corrections, potentially pushing the biddy below 90,000. Let me know if you think the bottom is in at the flash crash yesterday, 91.5, or do you think we'll revisit and potentially retest 90,000 as that analyst suggests? Now, also, quoting James Woe, CEO of venture capital firm DFG, this might see a potential short-term risk of wider corrections of 90 for Bitcoin and in the broader market, including equities and commodities. So you let me know if you feel the bottom is in, yay or nay. Also, according to Lee, the key factor will be monetary policy. If the Fed responds with lower interest rates to counterreact to economic stress, increased liquidity can provide momentum for the BTC price. So you guys let me know your thoughts. And in breaking news, as I shared with you earlier, President Trump's crypto czar to hold a press conference today on digital assets, and Cynthia Lummis did confirm this. I actually reposted her tweet, and let me just show you the proof of work really quick. And again, shout out to everyone who commented or quoted the live stream. It's always greatly appreciated. Here's the post from Cynthia Lummis, indeed, ultimately verifying Trump's crypto czar to host a press conference today about how the USA will lead in Bitcoin and crypto. It's going to be a wild day. Let's go. And I'm about to pull up some of the live charts for you guys. We'll do a little chart action, Jackson live and in the flesh as Pretty Little Bitty continue to go up. And yeah, give me a second to pull this up. So you should be able to see live and on your screen. There's the 1 hour chart, bullish pennant formation, very bullish. We also have a green bull target sitting all the way at 100 and what is that? 111,000. Bring it. 111. Always advantageous. And zooming out from there, we'll go to there's the 2 hour chart. I meant to go to the 4 hour. We'll go to the 4 hour chart. Very bullish here as well. We have an orange biddy target of 130,000 in play on the 4 hour. Zooming out from the 4 hour, and this is via Coinbase, via TradingView, just FYI, the largest crypto exchange in the United States. You can see there's a rising wedge formation on the daily. Yesterday, big green candle form. Today, it's thus far red, but it's kind of like at the break-even point. We'll see how we do. And zooming out from the daily, we'll go to the weekly really quick. We still have the sexy cup and handle target on your screen sitting at 124,000. I personally feel we hit this most likely sometime in Q1, hopefully here in February. You guys let me know your thoughts. And zooming out, take a quick look at the monthly. And as you can see, big Godzilla November, most bullish Bitcoin monthly candle we've ever had. It was a price appreciation of roughly 30,000 on that month. December was an itty bitty red, and of course January we're back in the green, and February is kicking off thus far in the red, but it is still early. It's like bottom of the first inning here, fam. But there you go. Let me know where you feel. Pretty Little Bitty, likely heading next, and I'm going to read your comments out loud. Next story of the day. There's a lot in the news, so let's break it down. Next headline reads, Ethereum tops 29 hundo as Eric Trump says it's a great time to add ETH. And let me show you what they're talking about. Eric Trump made this post 19 hours ago. In my opinion, it's a great time to add ETH. High Priest of Bitcoin, Max Kaiser, reposted with, you're promoting an unregistered security. And let's see some of the comments in the thread. I think Ivanka is the only smart person in the Trump family. Trump is a crypto bro. Has anyone shown him the ETH BTC chart? Hilarious comments, by the way. But anyways, let's just read this. Ether rebounded to above 2,900 after Trump placed a halt on tariffs aimed at Canada and Mexico, while his son Eric Trump told his 5.4 million followers, "It's a great time to add ETH." Quoting him again, "In my opinion, it's a great time to add ETH. You can thank me later," wrote Eric Trump. However, he has since edited the post to remove those last 5 words, so he no longer wants us to thank him later. That's interesting, to say the least. Eric Trump's remarks came after the crypto market bloodbath across February 2nd and the 3rd, triggered by Trump, his father's proposed tariffs, which included Ether plummeting 16% in a single hour, hitting a local low of 2,300. Good Lord. And Ether had already recovered to around 2,700 before Trump's post, after his father agreed to put a temporary hold on proposed tariffs on Canada and Mexico as negotiations with the countries continue. Ether continued to rise to 2,900, which is the local top here on the day, before falling back to 28. Meanwhile, World Liberty Financial makes crypto moves. All this comes as the Trump family's WLFI crypto platform recently transferred $307 million worth of assets to Coinbase custody platform yesterday, February 3rd, according to blockchain firm Spot On Chain. WFL then unstaked nearly 20,000 Lido staked Ether into Ether and spent another $5 million worth of USD coin to purchase 1,826 Ether at 2,700. And Spot On Chain suggested the funds would be used to support WLF's earn and borrow lending protocol, which isn't operational yet. And in January, the Ether Foundation announced a series of organizational changes to more actively support developers and Ethereum's decentralized finance ecosystem. The foundation set aside 50,000 Ether, which could be used to expand the foundation's treasury through staking rewards. Ether's core developer, Eric Connor, said the foundation's staking rewards could cover most, if not all, of its internal budget, while easing some of the selling pressure that has upset the community and arguably contributed to the lackluster performance this bull cycle. One thing's for sure, if you go to CoinMarketCap and you look at the max supply of Ethereum that there could ever be, there's an infinity sign. So it's very sus when they just put aside 50,000 ETH and knowing they can print it out of thin air because there's no finite limited supply, unlike Bitcoin, which we know it's mathematically programmed. So what's the difference between like the digital dollar, for say, or Ethereum? Kind of similar in that sense. So I'm just thinking out loud here. You guys let me know your thoughts. Meanwhile, institution-forced Ethereum marketing firm Etherealize launched Jan 22nd to help pitch Ethereum's bull case to Wall Street. You let me know your thoughts on that. And quoting Plan B, ETH below 0.03 BTC, same as in 2016. XRP below 0.00003 BTC, same as in 2013. Lesson: Bitcoin is the signal. Shitcoins are the noise, in my opinion. And shout out to the bitty broskies and the boys. But anyways, keep the comments flowing. We discussed the latest from the Trumpster and ETH. Next, let's discuss the crypto banks. Headline here reads, Coinbase urges U.S. regulators to remove crypto banking barriers. That's right. Crypto exchange Coinbase is pressing U.S. regulators to confirm that the banks are free to provide services to the crypto businesses. Coinbase sent a letter to the Office of the Comptroller of the Currency, the Federal Reserve Board of Governors, and the Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation, known as the FDIC, asking them to provide clarity on the status of banking services to crypto, according to Bloomberg. In the letter, Coinbase reportedly asked the OCC to withdraw an interpretive letter that imposes the de facto application process of novel bank activities and prevents banks from entering the crypto asset market. The U.S.-based exchange also asked the Fed and the FDIC to confirm the state-chartered banks are allowed to provide and outsource crypto custody and execution. And according to Bloomberg, a separate letter from 3 law firms retained by Coinbase said that the current federal laws already authorize banks to provide crypto services and work with third-party service providers like Coinbase. Still, banking regulators need to confirm that's the case. Coinbase said the law firms writing the letters in support of the Coinbase are Arnold and Porter K. Scholler, Cleary, Gabali, Steen. What names we have here. Good Lord. But I digress. It's important for the regulators to make clear that the banks can work with third-party providers in providing trading and exchange services for their customers, according to the Coinbase chief policy officer. The role of the U.S. banks in serving the crypto industry has been a contentious issue. Banks like BNY Mellon have been moving forward with plans to provide crypto custody services. Some reports suggest that the FDIC has approached several U.S. banks, asking them to pause their crypto activities. And in June, Coinbase filed lawsuits against the US SEC and the FDIC, alleging that the agencies made a coordinated attempt to cut off digital asset firms from essential banking services, aka the war on crypto. That's a fact. In the ongoing legal battle, Coinbase's chief legal officer reiterated the allegations in January of 2025, arguing that the FDIC deliberately omitted some pause letters related to the crypto in a Freedom of Information Act lawsuit. Meanwhile, Trump, as you know, took office Jan 20th, the same day we hit the current all-time high of 109.3, which is the current price discovery, which the morning of his inauguration. But you let me know your thoughts with the crypto custody of the banks. Now that the war on crypto is officially over, we'll get some favorable crypto banking laws. Next story, family. Let's keep it moving. Here's the latest purchase from Semler Scientific, buying an additional 871 of the Biddy for $88.5 million, meaning Semler Scientific now officially holds a total of 3,192 BTC. That's the smile of success, by the way. Shout out to Semler Scientific. So yeah, they acquired an additional 871 of the Biddy for $88.5 million, utilizing proceeds from the January 2025 senior convertible notes. Sound familiar? MicroStrategy. The average purchase price per Bitcoin was at $101,600. With the latest acquisition, Semler Scientific now holds 3,192 BTC, purchased at a total cost of $280.4 million. With an average purchase price of $87,000 per Bitcoin equals winning. And according to the press release, Semler Scientific's Bitcoin yield was 152.2%. The yield is a percentage change of the ratio of the Bitcoin holdings to its fully diluted shares outstanding over a given period of time. So Semler Scientific for the win. And as they announced here, Eric Semler himself, Semler Scientific acquires 871 of the Biddy for $88.5 million and has generated a Bitcoin yield of 152% since July 1st of 2024 when they first adopted it, and now holding 3,192 Bitcoin. Not too shabby. And keywords, just getting started. Rocket ship to the moon. And people congratulating him. Great work, Eric. Stay the course. Exceptional leadership. Responsible treasury use. Love it. Dylan LeClaire says, keep stacking. And Lark Davis, 2017 Bitcoin top 367 days post-halving. 2017 was 526 days. 2021, 548 days. If the trend holds, next peak could hit October of this year. I mean, what are your thoughts on the new all-time high, family? You let me know. Before we dive into our feature story of the day, discuss the latest from Plan B, suggesting the minimum price for this cycle, $270,000. And then we'll dive into the breaking news. U.S. Senator hinting Trump's latest executive order. The Sovereign Wealth Fund executive order means the U.S. is buying Bitcoin. And as you know, at 2:30 today, we have a big press conference in the works. Over 1,000 people on the live stream. That's what's up. We still have two more stories to share, so let's dive into the next story. The latest from stock to flow model creator Plan B. He says absolute minimum of 270 price target a coming for the Biddy this year in 2025. Plan B is predicting a more parabolic rally for the Biddy to the high price targets by the end of the year. In a new strategy session, Plan B takes a look at the Bitcoin monthly relative strength index known as the RSI. The RSI is typically used as a momentum indicator and also to suggest overbought or oversold conditions. Plan B notes that historically at the peak of the Bitcoin bull market, Bitcoin goes through multiple months with its RSI above 80, characterized by the red dots of the chart, and with the monthly RSI quickly approaching an 80, and considering the Bitcoin's average gains during the periods where the indicator at such levels, Plan B says he's expecting an absolute minimum of 270,000 per Bitcoin this year. I repeat, absolute minimum 270 G's. Baby, quoting him here. In fact, to be specific, I expect at least 3, possibly 4 or 5 months of red dots, which means an RSI of 80 and higher. Now, what's very interesting is if we look historically at those points where the RSI was 80 or higher, then we'll see that the average return in those periods, the red dots, was 40% plus. So that means a 1 month of 40% plus from today's 100,000 would be 140,000 this month in February. Send it. And since I expect multiple months of red dots, at least 3 times 40% would bring us from 100K to 270 G's, baby. So that's the absolute minimum, the Biddy price that I expect in 2025, 270. 270. I'll definitely hit the gong for that. Send it. Yeah, so let me know if you agree or disagree with Plan B. And to watch this actually video analysis he did, check the show notes below the video in the description. If you don't know all the sources I get my news from, I always include in the description of the YouTube and Rumble videos. FYI, and that's where you can find it all. Now for our feature story of the day, U.S. Senator Cynthia Lummis hints Trump's latest executive order, which was just signed for the Sovereign Wealth Fund, will mean the U.S. is buying Bitcoin. And at 2:30 p.m. today is a big conference with the crypto czar and Cynthia Lummis to discuss the United States adopting Bitcoin and crypto. So how do you think these announcements are likely to play out? Do let me know, family. But as you can see in the headline, U.S. Senator hints Trump's latest executive order could mean the U.S. buying the biddy. Let's break this one down. Trump has signed an executive order directing the government to create a sovereign wealth fund, as you saw in the news yesterday, with industry advocates and at least one lawmaker suggesting the action could lead to the government acquiring Bitcoin. Precisely. Now, Trump signed the executive order yesterday, February 3rd, for the press event in the Oval Office. As you can see the picture here alongside Howard Lutnick, directing Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent, who is on his left, and Secretary of Commerce Howard Lutnick on the right, to begin a process that will hopefully result in the creation of American Sovereign Wealth Fund. And according to Bessent, the executive order would be enacted within the next 12 months and monetize the asset side of the U.S. balance sheet. And speaking of this handsome gentleman on the right, Howard Lutnick, he was just recently interviewed by Pompliano, and I watched this morning, very powerful clip, and quoting it here: "Every time Bitcoin dips, I'm going to be the buyer." And Pompliano ultimately asked him, "My audience wants to know, Howard, how much are you worth and how much exposure do you have to Bitcoin?" And he admitted publicly, according to record, he's worth billions of dollars, and he personally has hundreds of millions of dollars of Bitcoin exposure, and he says he's going to continue buying the Bitcoin dips. And Pompliano was laughing, saying you'll be a Bitcoin billionaire in no time. So that couldn't be any more bullish for Bitcoin. So let's get back to this executive order in the Sovereign Wealth Fund. Trump, Bessent, and Lutnick did not specifically say whether the fund, if established, would invest in cryptos like Bitcoin, but they suggested the government could purchase TikTok. That's interesting. The video sharing app is still subject to a law requiring its parent company, ByteDance, to divest its U.S. business or face a potential ban. Wyoming Senator Cynthia Lummis, which just confirmed the sit down today with the crypto czar 2:30, after the executive order signing, to hint that the Sovereign Wealth Fund could be used to buy Bitcoin. I mean, what other greater asset couldn't they purchase? Bitcoin advocate Wayne Vaughn, who has also called on the U.S. government to create a strategic Bitcoin reserve, said Bessent and Lutnick both like Bitcoin. Well, yeah, he has hundreds of millions of dollars of exposure to it, and could set up the wealth fund to invest in crypto. I mean, to me, that seems like the most likely play, but what are your thoughts, family? I guess you just never know. Since taking office Jan 20th, and that's when we hit the current all-time high, 109.3 was the morning of the inauguration, Trump signed several executive orders that faced immediate lawsuits from organizations and authorities questioning the president's power to enact laws through executive actions. For example, a federal judge blocked the executive order attempting to revoke birthright citizenship under the 14th Amendment of the U.S. Constitution, calling the action blatantly unconstitutional. And among Trump's campaign promises to the crypto industry were pardoning Silk Road founder Ross Ulbricht, who is a free man, might I add, establishing a Bitcoin stockpile, and he later switched the wording to crypto stockpile, as you know, and having all mine Bitcoin in the United States, making the United States a Bitcoin mining hub of the world, as you remember from the infamous speech in Nashville, and halting the development of a potential U.S. central bank digital currency, which we know as CBDCs, which I believe one of those executive orders banned the creation of CBDCs in the USA. So that's what's up. And on Jan 23rd, he signed a separate executive order establishing a crypto working group and prohibiting the CBDC, as I just mentioned, but it's unclear whether the order could also face legal challenges. Bitcoin's price dropped, actually flash crashed just yesterday to 91.5, but we recovered pretty nice. That was off the back of the news with the tariffs. But nonetheless, let me know your thoughts with this big announcement coming up today with the crypto czar, the executive order, the sovereign wealth fund. What do you think? Which assets are most likely to be added to the sovereign wealth fund? Do you think it'll be Bitcoin? Do you think it'll be shitcoins? Do you think it'll be a combination of everything? Do you think it'll be other things altogether? Let me know your thoughts. And what do you think of Howard Lutnick working with Trump being this bullish on Bitcoin? Obviously, over at Cantor Fitzgerald. Let me know your thoughts, and I'll read your comments out loud. And welcome everyone to the Q&A segment of the live stream.